Welcome Knights to tonight's video. We're going to try and make it a quick one. So let's jump right in to a little bit of review from class the past couple of days. This lesson is called Determining When to Use the Mean, Median, and Mode. We're going to be talking about those most of the time today. I want you to right now go ahead and take a look at this box on the top. This is all review, all vocabulary words you should already know. So go ahead and pause this video and try and fill in these blanks all on your own, and then unpause when you're ready to check. Welcome back. Let's take a look. How do we find the mode? The mode. We need to see which number or numbers occur the most. You can have more than one mode. That's important to remember. Our second vocabulary word is the mean, also referred to as the average. Our first step to calculate that is to add up all the numbers in your list of data and then divide by the total number you added together. Our next word here is median or center. Those are used interchangeably. Our first step to figure out what the median or center is to put the numbers in order from least to greatest. Then alternating ends of the list, we need to cross out numbers until we only have one number left in the middle. If at any point we have two numbers left in the middle, we need to find the mean of those two numbers that are left. Last word here is the range. It is the difference, that space between the smallest value, which is also called the minimum value, and the largest value, which is our maximum value. That is how we find our range. So diving into our notes for this evening, we need to graph numbers 2, 3, 5, and 6 on the first line plot and 2, 3, 5, and 10 on the second line plot. So I'm going to go ahead and do it, and you can do it 2, 2, 3, 5, 6. On the next one, 2, 3, 5, and 10. We need to compare the means of the two data sets. So first I need to calculate the means of the first two data sets. So set number 1, I'm going to add all the numbers up together first. 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6. That gives me 16. Then I need to divide by how many total numbers I had, which is 4, which gives me a mean of 4 for that first data set. For my second data set, let me add them up. 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 10 equals 20. I need to divide by 4, which gives me 5. So those are my two different means. So what happens to the mean when the data value of 6, which is right here, was replaced with the data value of 10? So instead of having 6 in that second one, we have 10. And what happened to the mean? Well, what happened to the mean was the mean increased. So the mean increases when 6 is replaced with 10. If you can't read my writing, I'm also saying it. When 6 is replaced with 10. Calculate the medians for the two data sets. Now I want the medians, so I need to put my numbers in order from least to greatest and then figure out what's in the middle. 2, 3, 5, 10. Let's figure out the median here. So I need to cross off, cross, cross. I have a 3 and a 5 here. I need to find the mean of these two numbers because I have 2 left in the middle. 3 plus 5 gives me 8. 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. So my median of set 1 is 4. Same thing for set 2. I have the same two numbers in the middle, so I can be confident that my median is also going to be 4. So my median for both sets of data is 4. What happens to the median when the data value of 6 is replaced with the data value of 10? Well, it actually didn't change my median at all, which is interesting. So I'm going to put the median stays the same. This should be the end of your page, so moving on to the next page. Use the number lines to complete the line plots. So I'm going to go ahead and plot each of these things, 50, 50, 55, 60, 60. Now for the second one, 25, 50, 55, 60, and 60. Now it tells me determine the mean, median, and mode. Mean, the median, and mode. I'm going to add a color here. Let's go blue. And mode for each data set by using the dot plots you created. Explain how you determined each measure of center. So I'm going to split this space in half here, and I'm going to put everything for set 1 over here, and everything for set 2 over here. So first I need to determine the mean. I'm going to determine that mean by adding all of those numbers up. So I have 50 plus 50 gives me 100, plus 55 gives me 155, plus 60 plus another 60, I'm running out of space, plus another 60 is going to give me 275. Now I need to divide it by how many numbers I added up. So I need 275 divided by those 5 numbers I added up. 5 goes into 2 0 times. It goes into 7 1 time. That gives me 5. Subtract 25. 5 goes into 25 5 times. My mean for the set 1 is 15. I highlight it in yellow so we know that it's our mean. That doesn't make sense. Oh, duh. It goes into 27. Miss B just made a mistake, and mistakes are valuable. I realized that it went into 2 0 times, but then I need to know how many times it goes into 27, which is 5 times. 25, subtract 2, 5, 5. So my mean should be 55. The reason I noticed that a mean of 15 didn't make sense is because mean is a measure of center. And if I'm looking at data set number 1, which is up here, does it make sense that 15 would be the center? Nope, that doesn't make any sense. So I knew that somewhere in my math I had gone wrong. That is a good practice for you to use if ever your numbers do not make sense. Okay, now we need to find the median so we can line them up in order from least to greatest. Go ahead and do that here. 50, 50, 55, 60, 60. Now I need to cross them off one by one until there's 1 left in the middle for that median. I'm going to write it right here. I'm going to highlight it in green because that is my median. Now I just need to find my mode, the number that shows up the most often. In my data set, there's 2 numbers that show up the most often, and they are 50 and 60. So those are both my mode. Highlight those in blue. So we know for set 1, that is my mean, median, and mode. Go ahead and pause this video and find the mean, median, and mode for the second data set, and then unpause when you're ready to check. Welcome back. To find the mean for that second data set, you should have added all the numbers up together and then divided. The mean that you should have ended up with is 50. I highlight it in yellow so we know it's our mean. The median that you should have gotten is, again, 55. And the mode that you should have gotten is 60. The amount of work that you see over on the side for set 1 is the amount of work that should be over here for set 2 for you to have figured those numbers out by yourself. If there's not a lot of work going on in this space or all the spaces, then it means that you did not do this on your own. Let's go down and look at the first question. I'm going to erase a little of my work so that we can read it more clearly. What do we notice about the medians for each data set? The medians I've been highlighting in green. What I notice about the medians for both data sets is that the medians are the same. They're both 55. So I'm going to say the medians are the same. They're both 55, which is interesting because our data sets are not the same. If we look at our graphs up here, those graphs are different. However, our median is the same. The next question it asks us is, what do we notice about the means of each data set? The means are those highlighted in yellow. Well, I noticed that the mean for my first data set is 55. And the mean for my second data set is 50. So the mean for my first data set is 55. The mean for my second data set is 50. So I'm going to say the mean for set 2 is less than, that means smaller, the mean for set 1. All right, this is the end of the guided portion of the notes. Your homework is to speculate down here, why do you think the medians are the same? So the medians are what we highlighted in green. But the means are different. So we said that those medians were the same, but the means are different. So you're going to tell me why. I want you to fill up all of these lines with why you think. Then you are going to move on over to this page, and you're going to tell me what are the distributions of those two plots of set 1 and set 2. And then you're going to tell me, how do you think the distributions affect the mean and the median? So you're going to come over here. You're going to draw your lines. You're going to draw to see your distributions. You're going to tell me what they are right here. And then you're going to answer the question, how do the values of the mean and median appear to be affected by those distributions? So you have numbers 5, 6, and 7, or E, 6 and 7 for your homework. You should have all those lines filled up with all of your thoughts. They do not need to be right. You just need to do some good reflecting. So I'm going to write here, homework is E, 6, and 7. You can stop right here. See you tomorrow night.